Hello, my name's JD. I'm one of the specialist neurophysios here at Bridge 4 Rehab. I'm going to be taking you through a gentle exercise program which you'll remain seated, and the main object is to do a bit of mobility in the arms, the shoulders, and work the core a little bit. So the first thing I would like to say is, if you feel dizzy, sick or unwell at any point during this video, please stop and obviously alert someone. If you do have any injuries or you struggle with any of the exercises at all, please ease down from them. So the first thing we're going to start off with is sitting position. So if possible, I want you to sit away from the back of your chair. So if I show you from the side, obviously we can normally slump in this position here. If you feel you can, I want you just to bring yourself forwards away from the chair so you're sitting nice and tall. Ideally you want the head to be over the shoulders and shoulders to be over hips, but if you can't do that, just try and bring your bottom back just so you are in as straight position as possible. So to begin with, all we're going to do is sitting up nice and tall. We're going to start off just looking side to side. So I'm going to turn my head one way, back to the centre, and turn to the other way. Back to the centre, turn my head to the other way. Back to the centre, one last time, turning over to the other side. And back to the centre. Okay, next I'm going to move my head to the side. So I'm going to bring my ear down to my shoulder and just feel a bit of a stretch here now in the neck. I'm feeling it down the traps, down the shoulder and on that side of the arm. I'm going to bring my head back to the centre and then gently take it down to the other side. Back to the centre. To the other side again. While you're doing these stretches, I want you to just try and relax as much as you can. Take some deep breaths. As you breathe in, become aware of any tension anywhere. As you breathe in, let go of that tension. Very good. So that hopefully will have loosened off your neck a little bit. The next thing we're going to look at doing is the shoulders. So what I want you to do is some big shrug of the shoulders, big circles backwards, just opening up those shoulders, taking them nice and high, relaxing them down, just trying to loosen out some of that tension in the arms and the shoulders. A lot of the time when we get stressed, or if we are particularly busy, we harbour a lot of tension in the shoulders, so it's important every now and again to give those shoulders a bit of a shrug, just so we can release some of that tension off as we go. So giving your shoulders a bit of a shake side to side, and then loosening them down. Okay, next up we're going to move to the arms. So what I want you to do to begin with is just want you to open your arms like the wings of an eagle. So you're just going to open out your arms and then bring them back in again. Open out the arms again, bring them back in, open out the arms, and when you do so, you're also trying to lift that chest and try and keep your posture nice and upright. And back down. We're going to do that one more time, opening up the arms, and back down. Good stuff, guys, excellent work so far. So next up we're going to do a reach. So I'm going to take one of my arms, I'm going to reach upwards to begin with, and then over. Now once again, if you struggle with this, just go as far as you feel comfortable to, bringing your arm back in, reaching up and over on the other side. Back to the middle, reaching up and over. Back to the middle. Reaching up and over. Back to the middle. We're going to do that one more time each side. So reaching up and over. And down. One more time. Reaching up and over and down. Good work so far, guys. So if you need to have a little rest, do so. But if you're feeling quite comfortable, we can continue. At any point during this video, if you want to pause it and have a rest, have a little drink, feel free to do so. Next thing we're going to look at is a bit of rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hands together and I'm just going to twist from one side, twisting my waist, but trying to keep my hips facing forwards and my knees facing forwards. And then I'm going to rotate back to the centre and then twist the other way. So I'm just doing a nice gentle twist. I'm not pushing too far, I'm just moving round, working in the available range that my body is giving me. Back to the centre, back to the other side. Back to the centre, to the other side. Back to the centre, to the other side. One more time each side. To the centre, to the other side. And back down. Okay, just shaking off the arms. Okay, next we're going to look at the elbows and the wrists and the fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our arms down by our sides. I want you to wiggle those fingers for me. I'm just going to pull my hands up to my shoulders and then I'm going to let them hang back down again. So just working those elbows, reaching up, wiggling those fingers and back down. Bringing the elbows up, or the hands up even, and back down. One more time, bringing those elbows up and back down. Okay guys, you're going to put your arms out in front, and what I want you to do now is I want you just to make some fists with your hands, tighten those, clench those fists nice and tight, and then release off with the fingers, and wiggle those fingers and relax. Once again, clench those hands, clench those fists, and then relax the fingers. Good stuff. Clench those hands, and relax the fingers. Clench those hands again, and relax the fingers. Fantastic stuff, guys. Okay, next up we're going to look at some postures. So, we're going to go from a slump posture, so allowing myself to slump, to slowly growing tall. And I'm going to show you this from front to start off with, but then I'm going to show you from the side so you can see the difference. So in this slump position, my head's down, I'm letting my shoulders come forwards, and what I'm slowly going to do initially is bring my head up, and I'm slowly going to bring my shoulders back. I'm going to sit nice and tall, chest up, stomach in. And once I reach that posture, I'm going to stay nice and relaxed. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slowly going to slump again, so slumping down, nice and low, head forwards, shoulders forwards, slumping, and then slowly once again, bringing that head up slowly, chest up, shoulders back, sitting nice and tall, but staying nice and relaxed. So once again, I've moved myself into a good posture. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, showing that exercise just from the side so you can see the difference. So when I'm slumped forwards, as you can see, my back is rounded here, my posture is forwards, my shoulders are forwards. And what I'm looking to do is slowly bring my head up, bring that chest up forwards, sit tall, and then take a couple of deep breaths in this position. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, very important, guys, in this position, I'm not sitting like this, really tall, working really hard, because if I try and hold this position, I'm working too hard. I'm using a lot of muscles that aren't designed to hold me here. So what we're looking for is an intermediate posture that is realistic and something that you can hold comfortably. So what I'm going to do is starting here, slowly bring my head up, bringing my shoulders back. So I'm sitting tall, but I'm relaxing as much as possible. If you feel like you can hold this position for 2 or 3 minutes, the chances are you're going to be in a good posture. If you feel like you can only hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, the chances are you're working too hard. So once again, I like just to make sure I'm taking a deep breath in, and then deep breath out. So when you're at home and you're working on your posture, if you become aware that your posture is particularly poor, the first thing I want you to do is recognise what is wrong with your posture. So let's say you're slumping here at home and you recognise that you feel that your posture is poor, or someone says to you, JD, your posture's looking terrible. Rather than trying to correct it quickly and possibly overcompensating, all I want us to do is bring our head up slowly, bring the shoulders back, and then relax. The challenge is, can you hold that posture comfortably for 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes if possible, so that you're relaxing and breathing and you're teaching your body how to remain comfortable whilst holding a better posture. If you hold a posture that's too unrealistic, then the chances are you're going to be making yourself work too hard, it's going to be stressful, and you'll return back to that poor posture very quickly. Okay guys, next up we're going to do some ground reaches. So what I want you to do here is I want you to try and keep your chest and head up, and you're just going to walk your hands down your legs towards the ground, where you're going to touch the ground, keep looking forwards, and then slowly walking your hands back up the legs. Okay. Now as you do this, I want you to really think about bringing yourself forwards and backwards from your core or from the muscles in the stomach and the lower back. So I let myself come forwards, I would let my hands walk down my legs till I touch the ground, keeping my head looking forwards, and then I bring myself up so my chest rises and I bring my hands back up there. Okay, from the side again. I'm going to keep my chest up, I'm going to hinge from the hip, I'm going to move forwards, walking those hands down, and what I'm aiming to do is touch the floor but with my head up. Okay, if my head drops down, look at the shape of my back, it changes to this, and what we're looking for is a straight back, so I make sure I keep that head up, chest up, and when I bring myself up, I'm using this part of my body, my core, my stomach and my back, to pull me up tall. So quite a nice test for this is you can walk your hands down slowly, as far as you feel comfortable to, and then when you bring yourself back up, don't use your hands, just try and sit back up nice and tall. The stronger you get with this, the further forwards you'll be able to go, and the easier you'll find it to come back and up. But initially when you're getting used to these exercises, take your time and do them slowly. Okay guys, on to the next exercise. So we're just going to look at some stretches now for the legs. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one leg out forwards, I'm going to pull the toe up to the ceiling, and I'm just going to slowly reach down towards that toe. Once I'm holding that toe, what I should feel is a stretch down the back of that leg as I'm reaching forwards to it. If I can keep the leg straight, brilliant. But if I need the leg bent slightly to come forwards, that's fine as well. I'm stretching out the hamstrings. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to change legs. So I'm putting that other leg out straight, or as straight as I can. I'm reaching down towards that toe. Now don't worry if you can't reach all the way to the toe. You just need to go down till you feel a little bit of a stretch down the back of the leg. And we're going to do this a couple of times each side. Coming back up again. Repeating the exercise again, but I'll show you again from the side. So straightening out that leg, reaching forwards down towards that toe, so I feel the stretch down the back of that leg. And up. And then changing legs, putting that leg out straight. Once again, reaching forward so I feel that stretch down the back of the leg. And then coming back up slowly. Good stuff. Okay, so moving on to our feet, we're going to do some toe taps next. So all I want you to do is move those toes, so lifting those toes up towards the ceiling and then pushing your toes into the ground and trying to lift those heels. If you can't do that, just do as much as you feel you can. You're just going to move those feet. You can do it slowly, you can do it a bit quicker, you can alternate one side one way, one side the other way. Takes a little bit more coordination, but you can give that a go, and then you can kind of move off the rhythm. You can syncopate it, I believe it's syncopation, moving off the beat, and just have a little play with moving those feet in different ways. Excellent stuff, guys. Okay, next up we're gonna kick the leg out. So I'm going to take one of my legs, I'm going to push it out straight, hold it out for a couple of seconds and back in. Then I'm going to take my other leg out straight, and hold it back in. Other leg out straight, hold it back in. Other leg out straight, hold it back in. A couple more times on each leg, holding it out straight and back in, holding it out straight and back in. A couple more times, guys. Out straight and back in, and straight and back in. Fantastic stuff. So once again, have a little break or a breather. If you need a drink of water, you can. Just give yourselves a little bit of a rest. The next set of exercises, we're going to use a prop. So if you have a PVC pipe at home, or a broom, or even a mop, it will be very handy for this exercise. You can use a lot of different things. You can use golf clubs, anything that's long and straight. I have with me today my trusted mop. So the first thing I'm going to do is sit up once again nice and tall, holding my mop, and I'm going to do some circles. So what I'm going to do is, like you were stirring a cauldron, it's not quite Halloween yet, but we'll pretend it is. We're going to do some nice big circles around, pulling, pushing, and getting a bit of rotation in that trunk and in the waist. So nice big circles. As you do this, just relax and breathe. And then we're going to change directions. So we're going to go the other way. So we're going to push them out and round. Moving those arms long, big circles. Fantastic stuff, guys. Good. Okay, next up, we're going to do a pull and push. So you're going to push it forwards, and then you're going to pull it to one shoulder. You're going to push it out and down to the other shoulder. Pushing it forwards to one shoulder, pushing it forwards to the other shoulder. Okay, at any point, if you want to swap hands, you can do. So doing similar exercises, whether it's the circles or the pull and pushes, you can just swap, staggering your hands one higher than the other, just so you don't get one arm that grows longer than the other. So if you do go swimming, you don't want to go around in circles. Okay, next up, we're going to look at an exercise for the shoulder blades. So for this exercise, I'm going to show you it side on, just to emphasize the point. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push my my broom, or my mop even, out straight. I'm going to hold, or aim to hold, my hands about shoulder level and shoulder height. And I'm going to keep my elbows straight and my arms straight, and I'm going to get the movement to happen from my shoulder blades back here. So what I'm going to do is pull my shoulder blades back, and then I'm going to push my shoulder blades forwards. Pulling them back, pushing them forwards. Pulling them back, pushing them forwards. Pulling them back, pushing them forwards. A couple more times, pulling them back, pushing them forwards, keeping those arms straight, pulling them back, and pushing them forwards. Excellent work. Okay, next up we're going to do our canoeing action. So for this one, make sure you've got a bit of space around you so you're not going to hit anyone. And if you have any animals or good friends or partners, wives or husbands, please make sure they're out of the way. We don't want any divorces or any falling outs. So we're going to hold double overhand grip on our broomstick or whatever you're using. And we're just going to imagine we're in a canoe and we're canoeing down a nice big river. So when we're doing this, we're looking at dipping the stick into the water and pulling a nice big action. Okay, so I'm not just using my arms, but I'm twisting with my body as well, and just trying to keep it nice and smooth as I pull myself through the river. It's a beautiful, clean river. There's no shopping trolleys in this one. I'm just going to keep going there. Okay, I'm going to go backwards now, so I'm going to push the water away, so the same action but in reverse. And once again, I'm trying to use my whole body to twist and turn as I do so. So I'm twisting from the waist, pushing as I go. If you need a rest, have a rest at any moment, shake out the shoulders. This is quite a lot of work for the arms, but you're trying to engage as much of the body as possible. Keeping your head up, your shoulders back, and just trying to enjoy that movement, that rotation that you're getting in the arms and the shoulders. Fantastic, guys. Just give your shoulders a bit of a move out, give your necks a bit of a move out. Excellent work. Okay, so we're almost done. We've just got a few more exercises to finish. So the next one we're going to do is a press. So you're going to take your broom and you're going to pull it to the chest, and you're going to push it overhead and back down. Now, if you can't push it all the way up high, just push it to wherever you feel comfortable to and back down. Make sure you're comfortable with it, that's the main thing. You're keeping a good posture, so chest up, driving up through the arms, and then back down. Driving up through the arms, back down. One more time, driving up through the arms, and back down, guys. Lovely jubbly. Okay, next up we're going to do a little bit of a test. So what I want us to do, this one's a bit more difficult, so there's levels. So the first level, the most difficult level, will be to take our, I keep calling it a broom, but it's not, a mop, and we're going to push it overhead, and we're just going to lift one knee up and down, other knee up and down. Okay, so this is quite difficult, and we're trying to keep ourselves nice and still with that mop overhead as we lift one knee up and down. If you feel you can lift the knee up, straighten out the leg, bring it back in and down, lifting the other knee up, straightening the leg out, bringing it back in and down. Lifting the knee up, straightening, back down, lifting the other knee up, straightening out, back down. A couple more times, knee up, straightening out and back down, knee up and out and back down. Now guys, if you find that too difficult, you can bring your mop just down to waist level or rest it on the chair and do the same thing. So very basically just doing some knee lifts exactly the same way. And if you feel that you can do a bit of a leg extension. You can also add that on, but once again, just work to wherever you feel comfortable. Okay guys, so that concludes our chair exercise. So we've put a little bit of mobility in that session. There's a little bit of strengthening, and the most important thing is there's some nice activity and some nice movement. As you practice this, you'll find that your posture will get better. Hopefully you'll think about keeping your chest up, your stomach in, and you should find these exercises help free up any stiff muscles, maybe give you a bit more energy over time. So I'd look to do them maybe 2 or 3 times a week to begin with, but make sure that you are always feeling comfortable when you do them. If you feel dizzy or unwell at any time, ease down and just build them up gradually into your everyday routine. Excellent work, guys. Keep up the good work. Stay